Welcome to iRest Yoga Nidra, developed and recorded by Richard Miller Ph.D.
So find a comfortable position and feel free at any time to adjust your position, and even as you're beginning to settle in, if you could be 5 or 10% more comfortable than you are right now, feel free to do whatever would help you feel more at ease. The nice thing of Yoga Nidra is even as you're practicing, there might be a momentary discomfort. We'd like to learn how to welcome everything that comes in. It's a basic principle of Yoga Nidra and iRest, welcoming. So if you would, let your senses open and begin to welcome in the space that surrounds you, the sense of the temperature of the air on your skin, the warmth or coolness of the air, perhaps a sense of the air touching your forehead, perhaps a sense of coolness, any sounds that might be around you, sense of the walls, objects around you. And as your senses open particularly for a moment to the sense of sound, not just hearing with your ears, but as if your entire body was the receiving instrument, and that sound was coming to you from every direction, front and back, sides, below, above, inside. So there's a sense of being open simultaneously to all directions. And just sense how this begins to act on your body, becoming aware of any of the tensions that you're carrying from the day into this moment, perhaps in your mouth and jaw, shoulders or shoulder blades, sense of your pelvis and legs, your arms and hands, and just welcoming the tension that you may experience that then might release and give way to a deeper relaxation, or just welcoming the tension just as you find it, so that we're not trying to change ourselves, we're not trying to alter ourselves. We're learning to welcome ourselves just as we are and watching the magic that happens when we do. And take a moment, if you would, and I'd love you to feel into your body and contemplate for a moment, what's your deepest heart's desire in life? What do you most want from your life? For instance, if this were the last day of your life, what would you like to feel about how you lived your life? And how would you like the people gathered around you to be talking about how you lived your life? Perhaps there might be a desire to live with deep authenticity or truthfulness, deep joy, enthusiasm, to feel your purpose. And as you're sensing into this heartfelt desire, this deep feeling of purpose, I'd like you to also contemplate what might be your intention or intentions that help feed and support and nourish this deep heartfelt desire. For instance, your desire to be listening to this practice right now could be part of your intention. But any intention that comes to mind, and just affirming it, sensing it, along with your deep heartfelt desire. And then taking a moment and just feeling into your body again for what I call your inner resource, a place of just being, where when you're here you feel a sense of relaxing or at ease with yourself. And I like it to that moment when we're between two things, like on a summer's day when we're just resting for a moment. You've completed what you've been doing, you're not ready to go on yet, and there's just a sense of being. And as you come into this sense of being, how it may begin to drop you into a deeper feeling in your chest or belly or torso. Some people begin to feel their sense of their legs and the ground underneath them. A sense of tension that may ease off the shoulders, the mouth more relaxed and at ease. Just a sense of being, and how the mind may begin to relax slightly from thinking, entering into almost a moment of timelessness, where there's no past or future in this moment, just a sense of being. So that at any time during your practice, should you feel the need for a momentary time out, or in life in general, you can come back to this inner resource, just land again in this moment of being, sense of ease, grounded. Perhaps it brings forward a feeling of security or a place here where you can deeply rest momentarily with yourself. And then I'd like to take a few moments and just wander through the body with body sensing and a little bit of breathing. If you just listen to the sound of my voice as if it were the sound of your own inner voice as we travel through your body, just noting sensations, for instance, in your mouth, the sensation of your tongue, the hinge points in your jaw and the tension that might be present, left over from the day. Sense the right and left ear, and the folds of the skin of the outer ears. Just a sense of hearing sounds coming to you. The touch of the breath or air in your nostrils, how it touches and caresses the back of the throat on its way down into the lungs. And perhaps take a moment, just sense the throat, the inner walls of the throat, the tension that might be left over from the day of speaking. And sense the eyes, the skin of the eyelids, eyebrows, temples, cheeks, and the eyes themselves. Just a sense of softness, or welcoming whatever tension may be left over in the eyes from seeing all day long and actively using the eyes. The touch of air on the forehead, scalp of the head, back of the neck, sense of the shoulders and shoulder blades. You might come over to the left shoulder blade, left shoulder, and be aware of the entire left arm and its weight and the surface that it's resting on and giving support to it. The palm of the hand, any coolness or warmth, feelings of warmth in the palm of the hand, and the radiance of sensation in the hand. And let attention come over to the right shoulder, the right arm, the weight of the right arm and the support of it on the surface it's resting on. Sensation of the right palm, any warmth, coolness, tingling in the hand. And then momentarily be aware of both hands simultaneously. Let attention rest in both hands, being aware of any tingling or vibration of sensation. And then sense inside the torso, perhaps the gentle movement of the abdomen or chest as the body breathes in and out. And the weight of the arms and torso, almost as if it's sinking into the surface that it's resting on or against. Sensation of the pelvis and the hips. And be aware of the legs. Perhaps come over to the left leg. And again, sense the weight of the leg, the surface that supports it, its contact with the surface. Sensing all the way down to the left foot. And just as you're feeling the left hand and the sensation that was there, bring attention into the left foot. Feel the sensation of the left foot. And let attention come over to the right leg, sensing the weight, where it touches the surface it's supporting it. Sensation of the right foot. And let attention evenly distribute itself between both legs, both feet, the tension that may be left over from walking in the legs or the hips, pelvis. And then let attention open to the entire body and feel the body breathing itself. And if you would, during an exhalation, bring your attention over to the left side of your body and see where you're called by different sensations in the left side of your body while you're inhaling too. And then on the next exhalation, let attention come over to the right side of the body and welcome sensation in the right side during exhalation, inhalation, and just several times on your own. Let attention move from one side of the body to the opposite side during exhalation. In such a manner that the eyes are softening, so you're feeling your way with your entire body. Sensation transitioning through the midline over to one side, and then during the next exhale, transitioning through the midline over to the opposite side. Not trying to change anything. If you can let go of thinking and just more and more sensing, physical sensation. And letting attention open to the experience of the entire body simultaneously. Just feeling the exhalation as if it were distributing itself everywhere throughout the body. And perhaps feeling the body more as a field of sensation that begins to open beyond how the eyes might normally fix the outer periphery or border boundary of the body. Feel out the field of sensation that may emanate like a cloud around the body or even further and fill the room around you. And just take a moment as you're breathing, as the body's breathing itself, this field of sensation, however you're experiencing it. Sensing the body, sensing the breath, and how you're aware of the body and the breathing. And just feeling back into yourself as the one who is aware momentarily, just yourself as awareness itself, in which this body and breathing are happening, unfolding. Just the sense of the body sensation, the breath, and yourself as an openness of awareness. And just scanning your body, welcome in any feelings or emotions that might be present, left over from your day, or that may arise spontaneously to you in this moment. There may be a particular emotion you're working with in your life, or that you encountered today or yesterday that comes to you spontaneously. Whatever the feeling or the emotion, happiness, sadness, irritableness, tiredness, anger, grief, could you just take a moment and feel where it lives in your body when it's present? So we're not trying to change it, get rid of it. We're just welcoming the feeling of the emotion in the body as sensation. And there might be a memory that comes in with it, a particular image. I'd like to ask if a door were to open and this emotion or feeling were to walk in the room, what it might look like, if it has a shape, a color, if it's an animal, mineral, plant, maybe a human being, an adult or a child. And just welcoming it in, and just making a little bit of an inquiry now, or you could continue it later, which is welcoming this emotion or feeling, and if there isn't one, just staying with whatever sensation you're experiencing. But if there is an emotion, what might it, if it were a messenger, what might it be wanting? What might it need? Or is there a particular action that it's inviting you to take into the world if it were a messenger? If you were to listen to it and have a moment of dialogue with it. And as you're experiencing it, if it's helpful, and sometimes it can be, to also find its opposite. If this emotion were no longer present, what its opposite might be and where you'd be feeling that in your body. So if the emotion were anger, it might be a sense of peacefulness, and where you'd feel that in your body. And to feel first the emotion and then its opposite, and at your own command, just perhaps momentarily feel one, where it lives in your body, feeling the other, where it lives in your body. And then a sense of welcoming both simultaneously, which you can't do with thinking. Just feeling if both emotions were here simultaneously. How would this feel? How does this act on you? Does it give rise to any insight that might be helpful? And feel free to keep staying with this part of the practice, working with an emotion, welcoming it in, what it may want or need, or an action it's calling you to take. But you also might see if there's any kind of belief or thought that comes in with it, a thought or a belief you sometimes take to be true about yourself that might bind your attention and energy, and where when this belief comes in, when you take it to be true, how do you feel and how does it impact your life? Does it make you feel at ease or contracted? And if this thought or belief were no longer true, what its opposite might be and what that might feel like in your body. And taking your time now or later to go between these two opposites of belief or thought. Just sensing one and where it lives in your body, when the other one's present, what it brings forward in your body. And if both beliefs were simultaneously present, how this might impact your body. And just welcoming all the different sensations, emotions, thoughts, beliefs that are present. And if momentarily these became actors on a stage and you found yourself in the audience, what would it be like seeing them over there and you over here? What's it feel like to be an observer, or a sense of being aware of them? But what does awareness feel like? Or what's it like when you just feel yourself as an observer? And if you would, touch an emotion, feel a sensation, register a thought, and then feel yourself open back up as the observer or the seer of it. And then contract down into the feeling or the emotion or sensation. And then open back up as the one who is aware. And feel how both are true simultaneously. This sense of openness or awareness and the localization of the sensation or emotion. And either stay with your experience and keep feeling into the emotion or the thought, or take a moment and just feel back into this feeling of being that is your inner resource. Just a moment when you're just being, not trying to think or solve anything, just a sense of ease of being. And can you let it bring forward a feeling of joy into the body, as if the heart were awakening into a moment of joy or a sense of lovingness. It might be a feeling of kindness, compassion, a sense of gratitude, some feeling of joy or happiness. And let the whole body begin to experience it as if each cell was passing it to its neighbor and spreading good news all the way through the body, from fingertip to toe tip to crown of the head. Every cell bathing in a feeling of joy, or could be a sense of openness, love, kindness, like a resonance has its own throbbing or pulsating or shimmering. And it too, like a field that spreads out into the room around you, as if you're living in a field of love or joy. And all the different sensations it invites into the body. And also this feeling of being aware of whatever you're aware of in this moment. Could be joy, could be a body sensation, an emotion, a thought. But just for a moment, set everything free to be here, just as it is. And if you can, feel this sense of openness of yourself, just as a large holding environment or very spacious openness in which all of these sensations, emotions, thoughts are unfolding, setting them free, and feeling yourself as a larger feeling of well-being, ease of being, expanse of openness, or as one person in our homeless shelter said, I feel everywhere and nowhere specific. I feel everywhere and nowhere specific, and I feel a deep ease of being. And as you're living here, perhaps let your deep heartfelt desire re-return to you, as if it were bubbling up from deep inside of you, expressing itself into your body, through your body, as a deep aliveness. And any intentions that might come along with it that would nourish this deep feeling of heartfelt desire and living your life into the world where you felt totally alive, a sense of deep peace. So you could imagine yourself going back into your life, into your world, but this deep wellness of being, a deep ease or deep joy accompanying you in every moment. So no matter what the circumstance, whatever you are experiencing, emotion, difficulty, moment of tremendous happiness or grief, there's this deep wellness, deep ease of being that's accompanying it, like a vast open spaciousness that's holding you, holding all of your emotions, thoughts, sensations, and yet it's untouched in a way, pure, unconditioned, peaceful, sense of equanimity, a deep ease of being. And then as you're ready, at your own desire, let your body begin to reacquaint itself with its wakeful, natural state of wakefulness. The eyes may open and close, the body may begin to move a little bit. But even as the body's reawakening into its waking natural state of movement and being in the world, can you sense in the background this deep ease of being that may accompany you now as you move back out into your life, into the world? And as you go about your day or your evening, every once in a while, feel this inner ease of being that's always here, like a deep ground of equanimity, even in a moment of difficulty, when you're having a moment of conflict or stress, how this ease of being is like a ground nourishing you and supporting you in every moment. And just a moment of acknowledging that, a moment of gratitude to yourself, for instance, for taking time to practice Yoga Nidra. And it may be something you wish to carry more into your life and practice on a daily or every other day or weekly basis, so that it becomes a part of the fabric of your everyday life. So thank you for taking this time.